This is a continuation of the configuration exercises phase 1. If you remember, we had created a couple of cost centers and cost groups and then cost centers underneath them. So we need to finish that exercise. In the Word document, it tells you to download Appendix A at the end of the exercise and to redo the steps for the other cost centers. So that's what we are going to do right now. I am opening the Excel sheet that has all of the other cost centers. If you remember, we have created corporate as a group under the GBI North America cost center, and under that corporate we had two cost centers. So the group name was corporate or executive, and underneath that we had the executive board and we have the internal services. Under the executive board, if you remember again, we had created a cost center whose John Davis was responsible for it, and it was of type administration. The second cost center was also created. That's that was under Peter Wise, and again it was an administration. So now to create internal services, you will have to go under corporate and right click and choose create group lower level. So you're creating a second group under the corporate, and that's the internal services, which I have already created. So under that, you will, from the Excel sheet now, you will enter the group name as N1201. The 01 is your number, so yours should be like 38, 45, whatever your number is. And then 01 internal services. So now to create the cost center under internal services, again you will highlight that and right click, and this time you will create cost center, and I've already created one. So and this is it. So you will enter the cost center as NAIS, and again this is an information that you will find in the Excel sheet under the description. So under the cost center name, so it is NAIS 10 and then your number, and the name is, as you can see here, 01, which is my number, but yours should be whatever, 38 internal services. The description is 01, or my number NA, which is North America Internal Services. The person responsible is again your number, and NA Internal Service Manager right there here, and the cost center category is H here, and the business area is BI, and your number. Under the indicator tab, you are making sure that commitment update, this one here, is deselected. So that's all for the corporate group. Now you will create a new group, and that's administration and financials. So we're going all the way up now to even higher, to your NA01 or NA your number. That's the controlling area, and highlight that one, and then underneath it you will create another group that's a lower level group. So now we have a new group, and this group name is N20 and your number. under the description, you will put administration and financials. So again, remember it starts with your number and then administration and financials. Now, if you look at under administration financials, you have several groups. You have N21 now, N22, and each has a cost center associated with it. So we will now we will create the groups administration and human resources. So under administration and financials, you will right click and you will choose create group lower level, and under the new group name will be N21 and your number, and then the name of that group is your number and administration. You can use that and take out the financials. Okay, and hit enter. So now we see administration as a group under administration and financials. Under administration, we have one cost center that's NA administrative costs. So we will create that. We'll go under again administration, and we will right click and create a cost center. Now your cost center is NAAD 10 and your number, and that's NA is North America Administration 10 and then your number. So NA and then AD for administration, 10 and then your number. So the name is your number and admin costs. The description should be your number again, and then North America, which is the NA, administrative costs. And the person responsible is again your number. North America, admin manager. And the cost center category is W. And your business area is BI, and commitment update is the selected. So let's see. Okay, so we're done with um, with the cost center for administration. Now we need to create a new group under administration and financials, and that's human resources. So you'll go all the way up to administration and financials and right click and create group lower level, and that group name is N22 and your number, and the name is human zero, your number, and then human resources. Again, once this is created, then underneath it you will create the human resources cost center. And the cost center is an AHR10. And your number, and the name is your number, HR costs, and the description is your number and NA. Costs, and the person responsible is again 01 NA HR manager, or the cost center is W. The business area is BI and your number, and uncheck commitment update. Okay, there are another couple of cost centers under human resources. We have the HR trade fair and the HR recruiting. So going back to human resources, we'll create a couple of cost centers. So one is NAHR 20 and your number. The name is your number HR trade fair, and that's because they have a budget just like for the trade fair, for the HR trade fair every year. And the description again 01 human resources trade fair. The person responsible is again the North America HR manager. And now the cost center category is not W, it's R. And it's a good thing like to find out what R stands for. And R is human resources. The W was administration. So the human resource department is part of administration, but then the trade fair is just part of human resources centers or activities that is charged just to that department. Again, you'll make sure under organization, your business area is BI01, and the indicator you have, well, commitment update is already unchecked. Okay, the third cost center is for recruiting, so that has the number NAHR 30 and your number, and the name is HR recruiting, your number again, and then HR, instead of trade fair we'll put recruiting. The description is 01 human resources recruiting. It is still the responsibility of the HR. And it is again charged to human resources only. The organization is BI, your number, and the indicator is commitment update is unchecked. Okay, so now we're done with HR. We'll now create a new group. Procurement, it's still under administration and financials. So under administration and financials, you'd go and right click and create group lower level, and this time the group name is N23, and your number, and the name of the group is your number and procurement. Underneath that we have one cost center, and that's procurement costs. So we'll right click, create cost center. The cost center, as we said, is NAPC 10, North America procurement 10, and your number, and the name is your number and procurement costs. And the description is your number and then North America procurement costs. Person responsible is your number NA, procurement manager. Now this is under under administration, so first the category is administration, and again make sure business unit or business areas, BI and your number, and indicated the commitment update is unchecked. Okay, and now we are done with administration and financials, and we'll go to marketing and sales. So we need to create marketing and sales under the GBI North America cost center standard hierarchy. So under here we are right clicking and creating a lower level group, and that's N30. In your number, and it is the name of that group is your number marketing and sales. Okay, under this group there is another group that is marketing, and it has the number N31. So this is 30 and 31 will be underneath it. So right click, create group lower level, and it's N31. And your number, and it is the name of that is your number in marketing. And underneath marketing we have one cost center, so we'll right click and create a cost center, and that cost center is marketing cost, so it's NAMK. Okay, 10 and your number, and the name would be your number and marketing costs. And the person responsible is your number and a marketing manager. And now the cost center category is V, and that's sales. Business area is the same. And again, unselect commitment update. Okay, the other group under marketing and sales is sales. That's N32 this time. And your number, and the name is your number and sales. And underneath that group we have one cost center, that's sales cost. sales manager. And the cost category this time is S. So it's for social. Again, organization business area is 01. Indicators, this select the commitment update. No, this is very tedious. So you just like have to realize how you are setting up the company is by creating these different cost centers, because that's what you will use in order to charge cost. So now we are creating a new group under marketing, under procurement, I'm sorry, under procurement. So we have N33 this time. No, it's under marketing and sales. So the last group is N33. We have created N32, so now we'll create N33. And the name of the group is Global Sales. And under Global Sales, you have one cost center, and that's the Global Sales costs. And the cost center is NA, GS for Global Sales 10, and your number, and the name is your number, Global Sales. Cost. And the description is just this, except that you add NA. And the person responsible for that is 01 NA Global Sales Manager. And the cost category again is social. And the organization business area is BI. Your number and indicators, your unchecked commitment update. Okay, now we're going to a new group under GBI. So this time it has the N40. then it is operations. Underneath that we have research and development as another group. So this one is N41, your number, and the name is research and development. And underneath this group we have one cost center, and that's R&D costs. The cost center responsible is F, so it is production, and business area is BI again. Your number and indicators, commitment update is selected. So now we'll create a new group under operations, and that's production. The number is N42 and your number. The group name is your number and production. And the cost center underneath it. Almost done, guys. North America production 10 and your number, and it is your number and production cost. then we have plant maintenance as a group under operations. So oops. Okay, under production costs, I forgot to put the person responsible. That's NA production. And the category is F. And business area is BI. And now we are going to a new group under operations. This time is N43. And it's plant maintenance. Under plant maintenance, we have plant maintenance cost as a cost center. Okay, now we're going to another group under operations, and that's quality management. And underneath this group, we have a cost center. That's quality management cost. Now I can see I've done a mistake for for R&D. I think I had it as 10, but I'm gonna go and change it. 0, 1, and a Q. So, that was NARD, NARD 1001. See here it says 10. I need to make changes to that one. It should be 01, all of them 01. Okay, so we did the quality management cost. Now we have the last group under operations, and that's service management. So we have 44, and now we are creating 45. So under 40, you are creating a group, and now it's called N45, and your number, and the name of the group is service management 01, service management. So now we'll create a new cost center under service management, and so we'll just right click, create cost center. This time the cost center name is NASM, North America Service Management 1001. The name is 10 cost serve cost. And the person responsible is, oh, now I did the same mistake again. 01 NA. is H, and BI 101, BI 01, or your number, and indicators, the select commitment update. One last group under North America, and that's the information technology, the most important group, guys. Okay, so it's N5001, and it is 01 information technology. Okay, underneath that we have just the cost center, so there is no subgroups under it. See, I mean, like, information technology is always solving problems, solving time, or saving time, so you don't have to create anything other than just the cost center. So okay, the cost center is NAT, North America, technology, your number. Oh, I think it's 10 first, and then name is 01, IT costs. Description is 01 global IT costs. So that's not just North America, that's actually they grouping everything together in one cost center, and that's the global IT cost. And person responsible is your global IT manager. And category is H, and again, organization. Okay, and we are finally done with all of the groups and the cost centers. Wonder why the activation is not. So when you click on the save button, it will just turn everything into green. So now you are done with that. You will need like to also create the cost elements for the primary cost element and the secondary cost element. So that's the following exercise. But again, you need to print Appendix B and Appendix C. So now we'll go back to the main screen, and this time we'll create the cost elements. And you will create the primary cost element, and now you will enter the first one, and that's 7, and I think it's 5 zeros, yeah. And it is valid for the current year. And hit enter. And it automatically brings labor because 7,000 is associated with labor. So you'll just like change the name and the description to adding your number to it. So and the cost element category is 1, it's primary cost. And you will save, and now you will do that for the rest of the cost elements. So 7240s. Just change the 2, and this time it is raw material consumption expense. So just add your number. If there isn't enough space, just like remove one. Sorry, in the category, the cost element category is 1. Seven two zero 100. And that's the finished product consumption. Remember when we talked about financials, the cost elements are like the expenses that are charged to the different cost centers. So these are different expenses that you are charging to the cost centers. and the cost element category is 1. Now the trading good consumption expense, that's the 200 instead of the 100 at the end, it's 200. Okay, remove the T, remove the E so that you have enough space for the 0, 1. Semi-finished good consumption expense, that's 300. Supplies expense, and that's 7,400, 74, and the rest are zeros. Rent expense is 74,300. The miscellaneous expense is 74,1,000. And next is utilities, 74,1,500. Manufacturing output settlement, that's 74,1,600. And the manufacturing output variance, the last one is 74,1,700. oops, the cost element category for the last two is 22. So just notice for 74, 1700, just make sure that the cost element category is 22. Okay, so we're done with the primary cost element. Then we're left with the secondary cost element. That's Appendix C. So again,